Skyblock is one of the most popular game modes on the server and has so many features to offer. Everywhere in the world, players are constantly looking for ways to make the big bucks and become the best in their respective fields. If you're like me and frequent the Hypixel forums a lot, you'll likely notice that profile wipes are a very common occurrence, and the fact that you might be a veteran doesn't mean that you're safe. There have been many instances where players have lost hundreds, even thousands of hours in the game as a result of their profiles being wiped for reasons that could have easily been avoided. In the wake of the whole Cameron Mines scandal, where he got a bunch of people's profiles wiped, I would like to share with you a list of guidelines that I personally follow to help yourself avoid any similar fate. Blue Guy's on vacation at the moment, so he won't be here today. He'll be back by the next video though. I also wanted to try something different with the background footage, so let me know what you think of it. Before we begin, I'll be giving a random subscriber 50 million Skyblock coins, so if you want to win yourself some extra coins to spend, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you like the video in general and want to see more, subscribe. Now, the first thing you should do is avoid using any third-party software or mods that might compromise the security of your account. Even though certain players may tell you otherwise, the official stance of the Hypixel server with regards to mods has always been use at your own risk. There's only a very small number of mods that are officially allowed, with even those ones still being considered to be use at your own risk. There are a lot of third-party mods in Skyblock that can assist you with certain aspects of the game, improve the way it looks, and all the functions that go along with it. The problem with many of these so-called mods is that they are what are known as rats. These fake files do not have any intention other than to compromise your account. Now, as far as avoiding this one is concerned, it really is a very simple task. As a rule of thumb, I tend to think if the mod sounds too good to be true, it probably is. With the exception of one for a video, I haven't personally downloaded any Skyblock mods, but if you absolutely must, for whatever reason, use extreme caution. Make sure that the mods you're installing are from trusted sources, and even if they are, you should still take precautions because you never know what could happen. The second thing you should do is follow the game's rules and guidelines, as well as to stay away from any activities that might get you banned. As Skyblock has become so popular on the server, it is the only game mode on the server that has its own rules section in the forums. Nowadays, one of the most common reasons why players have their profiles wiped is that they have been found to have violated one of the rules in the game, either intentionally or unintentionally. As far as the team is concerned, it doesn't matter whether the intention is good or bad. In certain cases, it may seem unfair, but breaking a rule by accident is still a violation of them. You should make sure you're up to date on all the rules for Skyblock by checking them out. There will be a link in the description for you to view the rules, so please do so. It gives you enough info to get a sense of whether something is allowed or not. However, if you're still unsure if something's allowed or not, don't be afraid to ask in the community help section of the forums for clarification. The third thing you need to do is report any bugs or glitches that you encounter. Now, assume that you found a bug that's making you a ton of money, and you wish to exploit it further. This seems to be a situation that shouldn't be happening in the first place. If you've ever thought that, you'll find that the answer is always that it's not supposed to be the case. Profiles can and will be wiped out as a result of bug abuse, which can be deliberately or unintentionally committed. You should immediately log off and make a bug report if you manage to find something wrong that you believe is potentially being used as an exploit. I would recommend that you go to the Skyblock bug report section, fill out the form, and be as specific as you can when describing the bug. An exploit that breaks the game will usually be found and fixed by the admins within a few days at the most, if not sooner. A bit of careful maneuvering on your part can help you avoid this one quite easily. If it's a bug in dungeons, don't visit dungeons for now. If it's done through the use of Bazaar, maybe wait a few days before using Bazaar again. Also, I'm sad I need to say this, but apart from the admins that see the bug report, don't share the bug with anyone, especially if it's an exploit. The fourth and final tip I'll share today is to be cautious when trading with other players and ensure that you understand the terms of any agreement you may sign. There are a number of scams that are done via trading on Skyblock. Sometimes a player will present a trade that seems to be heavily in your favor, but upon closer look, you'll notice that they'll actually put a cheap item on the table that looks very similar to the expensive one. Other times, that player might actually try to give you something like a Hyperion or a Dark Claymore. Now, in the case of Cameron Mind, he asked for people to give him coins for a supposed investment. He then paid them back via auctions, which got these players banned and wiped. If a player does this and they seem to be desperate to rid themselves of the item, and if they want to trade it to you for next to nothing, it makes the most sense that that item is duped, and that they're trying to wipe out your island by giving it to you. While it's not always easy to tell if something's duped or not, here's some tips to help you find out if it's a fake. It's always possible to find the date an item was obtained, or if you're comfortable with using mods, you could use duped item checkers. I know mods like SkyTillies include it. As for myself, I never really accept items like that from people that I don't know, just because of the risk involved in doing so. Also, if you do unfortunately get that item in your hands, immediately store it in a chest and then message a game master asking what to do. Follow all these tips at all times playing the game, and your profile should be safe and sound. I've had my profile for almost 4 years now, and I've never had to worry about it getting wiped. Hopefully these tips helped you guys out, and if they did, make sure to subscribe for more Skyblock guides in the future. That is all for today. I do hope you've enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys next time. Peace.